Yo, what's up, y'all? I want to review Squid Game Season 3 today. So I wrote a little script. I'm going to read off it first, and then if I remember anything else, then I'll talk about it. But if there's anything else you want me to talk about, let me know. So, first episode, Keys and Knives. So, Kang no U, I'm definitely not saying that right, but she's the chick who's a soldier, and she's super cool. Like in the second season, I remember she's sniping people and killing them, so so as not to let them live, for the people who are illegally harvesting the organs. Everything that the organization is doing is illegal. But so she saves player 246 at the very beginning, and that's a pretty cool plot line. Oh yeah, I remember. It's definitely a good plot line because his daughter is like sick from cancer or something in the hospital, I think, and at the end we see he gets retribution, and they both make it safe, and then she gets to go to China to try to find her daughter, which all that was pretty cool. And then her fight with the manager guy above her was pretty cool too, where she does she set him on fire with the alcohol, or I forget what exactly she does, but that was pretty cool. So I like those characters. But and then Gi-hun is just mad dogging Daeho the whole episode, ever since the 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 mom and her son are like, yo, it's his fault that the rebellion didn't work, essentially. And I like the premise of the game, or maybe that's the next episode. I'm not sure exactly when they tell him, but it's pretty early on in the season. There's only 6 episodes. I like the premise of the game Keys and Knives. It forces players to choose to sacrifice themselves, which almost nobody wants to do, showing that they all lose their humanity eventually. And it just seems like a fun game if your lives aren't on the line. um, Myung-gi and Namgyu are a crazed like duo. I did not expect to team up. They're crazed, they're insane, they're psychotic, especially Namgyu, who's off all these perks from Thanos. And yeah, man was just on crazy time the whole season. The Starry Night, episode 2. I could not believe Myung-gi stabbed Hyunju in the back, the trans girl. It made me want to cry. Like, why didn't she close the door behind her? Oh my gosh, that part was actually so depressing. And I remembered from season 2 that she wanted to go to Thailand with the money she would win from the games in order to pay for her gender reaffirming surgery. It was all just so depressing. I was also super disappointed in Young-sik for trying, oh, the son, to attack Junhee, the chick who just gave birth. Also, I was like, after that whole scene, I was thinking, I said out loud to my girlfriend, doesn't birth take much longer than that? Probably a day or two at least, not just how long were they given? 30 minutes or so? But yeah, it was just funny. Maybe no, because her water broke in that room, so whatever, just a little inconsistency, not realistic. I was also shocked Gi-hun elected to strangle Deo rather than use the knife given by the guards. And that's one of the only times in the whole show, I think, where he actually was like furious and wanted to kill someone and was bloodthirsty. And yeah, I mean, it was satisfying. I hate to say it, but it's how I felt. It was satisfying watching the light go out in Deo's eyes because his coward butt couldn't freaking bring the magazines so they could kill everyone and escape altogether, whoever was left alive. So yeah, that cliffhanger at the end of season 2 was just like I was so pressed. I'm glad that this next season came out not that long after. It's been about half a year, but I wish it was longer. I wish there was more, but it's fine. They tied up most plot points and character arcs pretty good, so I liked it. Next episode, It's Not Your Fault. Ugh, the whole scene where Woo-suk is at the police station was annoying because it showed just how corrupt the cops continue to be. they refuse to try to help anyone unless they have concrete evidence. And, that can apply to pretty much any country, but it's specifically relevant to Korea and East Asia, I guess. And Woo-suk was just a really funny character. I like that guy, where he had to shoot the dog, and that part was crazy. And then he finds the stash with all the money and stuff under the dog house. And I remembered about how he had to play rock, paper, scissors -1 with his boss. That was sad. And also, screw the recruiter. That guy was just absolutely insane. Yeah, he's handsome or whatever. He has the two sides of his face that show one side he seems like a normal person, and the other side he's just a lunatic. So yeah, I really liked season 1 and season 2 of Squid Game, and season 3 I think fit very thematically and was super good. I just wish it was longer, because we binged it in one night, the night that it came out a couple of days ago. So yeah, so and why I hated how Junho couldn't believe Woo-suk, because Captain Park had saved his life and he was blinded by that, until Captain Park just goes and kills everyone on the boat except for him and the other guy. Like, I was just, in my head, I was screaming, just believe him, please, just listen to him. And then I like the concept of the jump rope game. It's so simple, but so rigged against people like Junhee, who's sprained her ankle in the previous game, or fractured it. Also, the whole subplot with Minsu felt kind of random, but a good commentary on how drugs can make anyone go crazy, feel like they're on top of the world 1 second, then hallucinating a dead person the next. And also, the boy and the girl statue who were swinging the rope, when he hallucinates, I think it's the boy maybe, him smiling, that part was pretty freaky. So, yeah. 222, next episode 4. Number 96, player 96, pissed me off the entire season and season 2, because he's just a freaking brat. Just a stupid old guy. He's so greedy, selfish, and blocking the players was a prime example of just how much a piece of trash he was, to say the least. And he was trying to persuade Gi-hun to help him, and I liked that Gi-hun was like, "Oh, no, man, what are you doing? Get out of there, or I'll push you off myself," or something. I like that the baby ends up beating all odds despite the circumstances and environment. It rose above to survive because people cared about it, specifically Gi-hun, the mother who, she hung herself. That was also really depressing. And Junhee, of course, the mother, except, what's his name? Myung-gi? That, like, how can... Man, I can't speak from his perspective because I'm not a complete dirt scumbag like he is, a crypto scammer or whatever. But how can you just threaten to kill your own baby like that and actually seem like you're going to carry through with it? It's just crazy. The VIP that bet on 222 was kind of funny, and everyone essentially let him win the bet because nobody expected the baby would ultimately win. So yeah, that whole perspective of the VIPs and the frontman was pretty fun, pretty grim though. Like, they're just watching as these people die and kill each other and claw their way out and try to escape from debt and poverty, and they're just laughing. Because, I mean, you can make the argument that they're the scum of the society, but in class earlier today, someone was saying that they focused, for their presentation, they focused on how villains, not just how they're bad, how they got to be like who they are, but everything that came before, how they came to be who they are, and the story before that. No one's just purely evil. And I guess the same can be said for the VIPs and the frontman, because Inho inherits it, I guess, from Ilnam. And that whole scene with Ilnam telling him the same thing that Inho eventually tells Gi-hun is just crazy callback. How he's in the same scenario, but he just chooses to do the more evil thing for his own gain. So yeah, good episode. Although I don't think that scene's in it yet. It might be in Circle, Triangle, Square, episode 5. If I were in Gion's place, I would probably accept Inho's offer to assassinate everyone in their sleep in order to at least save myself and the baby. That's just what I would say from a spectator point of view. You know, I'm not in that situation, so I don't know exactly how I would act with all the nerves and life-threatening racing thoughts and everything. The lousy baby daddy already proved he doesn't care about the baby or anyone else, just scamming those who support him. Although maybe Gion wasn't paying so much attention because of the hatred he harbored for Deo's failure to supply the magazines in the rebellion. But everyone else I would have killed. The other, 5 guys or so were just trash, just scumbags, just buttholes, killing off other people the whole time and only playing the game for themselves. And then the final episode, Humans Are. It was shocking and depressing that Gion chose to fall because he's our main character. You'd expect he'd have more plot armor, but he sacrifices himself. It must have taken a lot of courage and disdain for the VIP/frontman in order to do that. Also, I am seriously starting to dislike Cate Blanchett because I knew her face was familiar. Why is she cast in that random role at the end? And let me just read what I wrote. Because why is she randomly at the end playing Dakji with a guy in an alley? I hated her in the Borderlands movie because she should definitely not have played Lilith. For real, just pick someone else younger and more accurate looking for the role who could start a career off of that. But whatever. That's a whole nother story for another time. So yeah, the end was pretty bittersweet. It's sad. I think this is the final season. It's all coming to a head, but Junho gets the baby, and Gion's daughter gets his player uniform with the blood stains and then the card with all the money that he had. So that's a W for her, I guess, but it was sad that she denounced him and was like, I don't care about him, essentially, whatever. And then I think Inho, that scene where Junho comes and is looking at the baby and Inho holding the baby and Sky. Also, Sky Squid Game is a cool game. I liked all the games this season. Cool concept. But, whatever. I liked that at the end. I wish it kind of had more closure. I guess that's what the baby scene is for. And then again, Kang No Ul, where she goes to China, and then she sees the guy at the airport who loaned her money he was supposed to find out where her daughter was, I guess, or something. So that was cool. I barely remembered him, but I did. So yeah, so I liked season 3 of Squid Game. I wish there was more, but I'm glad there's not because, it's about time that it comes to an end. And there's other shows to watch and stuff. So yeah, that's my quick review of Squid Game Season 3. If you guys want me to talk about anything else I missed, let me know in the comments. But that'll be all for now. Peace, y'all. Stay frosty.